Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Phatkat Collections. And today I want to come back and re-review a watch that I reviewed probably close to 5 years ago. It's a watch that was one of my first Invicta watches. I'd probably say maybe my third or fourth. And, you know, with this Invicta addiction, it's just, you know, now as I've acquired so many watches and worked so hard on my channel and gotten so many amazing products from amazing companies. I buy an Invicta watch when one really speaks to me because I have so many different Invictas. It's not something, you know, I'm not saying I'm never going to keep buying watches. Absolutely I will, but there's a lot of other watches I found, like brands such as like Watchstar and Renato. And again, Renato is an awesome watch brand, but Watchstar is very, very unique. I love the Watchstar brand. I love the exoskeletons, Aragon watches. I mean, and you know, as time goes on, for me to buy another watch, it has to be something that's new and something that really speaks to me. And you know, when I first started collecting Invicta watches and getting involved in this this brand, there were so many, so I was overwhelmed, and I was buying a lot more watches back then than I do now. But I wanted to come back and re-review this watch because I sometimes forget I even have it. And this is a watch that I did again on one of my earlier reviews where I just started right in the beginning, neck down, just, you know, I know you guys bitch about my camera, but it's way better than it was when I first started with my little iPod recording. So, you know, and I got some lights in here. I know it's not great, it's not perfect, and hopefully in time it'll get better, but it is what it is for now. So I want to come back and re-review this watch because the battery is dead in this watch, but I assure you the watch still works just fine. I just have to replace the battery. Going on 5 years strong, no issues, and I just want to come back and talk about it. And again, this is the Hydromax. This is one of the biggest watches that Invicta makes. It is not the biggest watch diameter-wise that Invicta makes, but it is the thickest watch that Invicta makes. And I got this pretty quick after I got my very first Invicta, which was the Venom watch. And I couldn't believe how thick it was at 23 millimeters. So when I saw this thing, and for the price point, I had to have it. Because this watch measures, I believe it's 29 millimeters. I think it's even said, sometimes I've seen it listed as 30. But let's just call it 30 millimeters in case thickness. I do think it's 29, but anyway, super thick case, super thick bezel, and a gigantic crystal on top. Very, very thick, chunky watch. I remember the first time I got this watch, I wore it into a doctor's office or getting some kind of test done or something like that, and the lady was just like, Jesus, that is one big watch. And I was like, hell yeah. You know, it's just a big, chunky watch. And if you haven't experienced the Hydromax, it's one of the more affordable Invicta watches you can get. And, you know, get them while you can, because I don't know how long they're going to be making these. I do find they are getting harder to find. The only thing I wish I would have done differently on this particular watch is, obviously, you see I got it with the yellow tone gold, yellow tone bezel. I wish I would have got it with the black bezel, black face. Only because, I don't know, one of my Alexander watches, one of the more expensive ones they sent me, that color combination on that, it is kind of a homage watch to a Rolex, which is, so is this, by the way. This is a homage to the Deep Sea Challenge, where they sent a Rolex down to the Mariana Trench for extreme depths. I don't know exactly how deep it was, but it was something, you know, outrageous, where the watch, they strapped it to a rover, I believe. Pretty cool story. I encourage you guys to check it out. I'm not going to go into detail about it because I don't want to give you guys wrong information. I checked out that story quite some time ago, so I should refresh myself. But I think it's a pretty cool story, and it's pretty awesome that nobody else has come up with a homage watch to that. And that's a very, very expensive Rolex, very, very difficult to even own. And it's cool that they did this, which is, I mean, very, very similar design. And there's been many other watches that are meant for extreme depths, where I don't think any human being could really ever go. Lots of watches that, if you look at extreme dive watches, have super thick crystals, just very, very well designed. Now this watch, they do rate for 1,000 meters of water resistance. I don't know if it could go that deep. I've never tested it, nor would I, nor could I for that matter. But it is pretty cool that at least they give it that rating. You do have a helium release valve on the side. Really, like I said, super thick case. Very easy to turn bezel, just for you guys who need to hear that bezel click there. Very, very nice snap action on the bezel. The pip is completely centered, unlike some of these Rolex Submariners I've seen, and just a really thick, deep case. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning looking watch. Screw down crown, and this is a GMT as well, so naturally you can see it's not functioning, but the battery is dead. I like also the fact this watch that they do have a dual, you have your standard Invicta clasp, okay, but you do have a dual push button wetsuit extension on this here, so you can just close down. And of course, if you want to just size the watch or adjust the size with these micro adjustments, you can on the fly really quickly. It latches to place really well. I've never had an issue with this. I think this is a great design. I have other watches that have sort of a similar ratcheting mechanism, but nowhere near as nice as this. Now, the one complaint on this watch, they've said that this has folded links, and I do believe that on this watch here, I don't know if you have, it appears to me that these are solid end links, but oh my god, I mean, I just don't see a difference. For what you can get this watch for, it really is pretty amazing. Price on this one here, right now, you can pick it up, depending on the color, roughly around 140, 170 bucks directly through the links in my description, which will take you to eBay. So definitely one for the collection. If you don't have a Hydromax and you're looking for one of the biggest Invicta watches made, it is 52 millimeter on case diameter, of course, so it's not the biggest diameter watch, but at 30 millimeters, it is the thickest. If you own a Sea Hunter 3, this is thicker than the Sea Hunter 3. It's pretty amazing how big and chunky this watch is. I mean, just look at it. And just for comparison's sake, I happen to have a Invicta, a Grand Octane, and you could just see, I mean, the thickness just really dwarfs it. I mean, just from case back all the way to just the top of the crystal. And I know by the video it's hard to really see that crystal as well, but in person it really just stands out. Pretty cool. The only thing I worried about this watch was because the crystal does stick up, you'd want to be kind of careful. If you don't want to bang this into a wall, you could potentially chip the crystal. But I've never had any issues with it. They do kind of put this beveled edge on it. It is kind of a domed crystal as well, which is I think pretty cool looking. Just a very, very unique, different looking watch. You have the Invicta Hydromax skull on the back of the watch. I don't know if you can see that there, hopefully. And on the clasp. I read somewhere that the skull symbolizes death. I'm not really sure if that's true or not. You guys would have to do the research and let me know. But again, a little bit more on specifics on the watch. This one here is powered by, in case you're curious, a caliber 515.24H. I don't know who makes that particular caliber. They don't actually list it on the site here. Let me take a quick peek here and see if I can actually... It is a Swiss-made movement, but let's see. It's probably Ronda, but let's see here. No, PowerTech. Yeah, so Ronda PowerTech, caliber 515.24H. So you're getting that Swiss-made movement. Just an awesome looking piece. And I love the fact that it has a GMT. Just a really interesting piece. Absolutely love this watch. I just wish I would have got it in that black on black, because after getting that Alexander watch, I didn't think I would really like that color combination all that much, like just a regular black face. And maybe in this particular watch, maybe I wouldn't like as much as the Alexander watch. But I prefer that one in this. But this one was on special, and that's why I picked it up. So let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist. Now again, 52 millimeters in case diameter, 30 millimeters in case thickness. If you want something that stands off the top of your wrist, look no further. Pick this one up for the price. It really can't be beat. What else about the watch here? I told you about the movement. 210 millimeters in band length, 24 millimeters in band width, and that's really about it. 316L stainless steel, classic flame fusion crystal, and that's about all she wrote. There are several different color combinations if you can find them. Black, blue, the gold, silver with gold. You just have to check out my link in description and see what's going to be the best value for you for the color combination you want. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like on the wrist a little bit more. I'm about 5'7.5". I weigh about 178 pounds as of today, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So naturally, all these watches look really big on me. Anybody with a 6.5 and 7-inch wrist is gonna, these are gonna look big. But you know, the thing is, I get this all the time. Some folks are like, oh, you have to be a big guy to wear a big watch. And that's simply just not true. And I'll be honest with you guys, I get compliments all the time where some people will say to me, gosh, that thing's big. I mean, I don't know though. It doesn't look that big on you. And the reason for that is because I own it. You know what I mean? I wear it. I own it. People, you know, my coworkers, my friends, they know that I'm a watch guy. They know that when I don't have a big watch on, they're like, oh, that's pretty small, pretty downplayed today. What's going on? Like today I wore my Aqua Dive, which is a fantastic watch. Super vintage style dive watch. I absolutely love it. You know, but is it as exciting as this? No, not really. I mean, but it, you know, it's an Aqua Dive, and I'm sure some folks would tell you that it's a superior and all this stuff. But really, the quality of these watches is really just amazing for what you're getting for your money. It's amazing they make any money. It really is. So guys, if you are an Invicta lover and you've been watching me for a while, I'm really glad I came back and remembered to review this one. This is just a big, chunky, beefy timepiece. It's definitely one you should have in your collection. If you're a 52mm or 50mm watch guy, this is something you absolutely just need. It's pretty cool. You're getting that homage look to that deep sea challenge at a price where it really is quite amazing. All right, so that's the Hydromax, folks. Link is in the description. Pick it up while you can. I don't know how long they're going to be making this particular watch. I know they have been harder and harder to get. I've seen prices really fluctuate on this one here, so add it to your collection while you can. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. If I can help you with any kind of questions, don't hesitate to drop a comment and ask. I check those comments all day long, and I will respond to every single person who ever takes the time to drop a comment. Some of these other channels out there, I know, you know, as the channel gets larger and larger, you know, some folks don't reply anymore. Other times folks just don't really put in the passion that I do in these videos and put in the time. I mean, in today's day and age, I can't give myself any excuse to not within 24 hours reply back to a comment because, you know, we're all carrying computers in our pockets nowadays. So if you love what you're doing, which obviously I do, it's just not work for me. So drop a comment, let me know if I can help you in any kind of way. Check out my other videos, 863 videos I think I got up now. So lots of content on there, lots of lost content that I got to come back and re-review. And yeah, what else? That's about it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the Hydromax and stay tuned for more. Take care.